Hi, I'm Kianda, and I'm coming from the Mambo Room Cultural Dance and Event Center in Norfolk, Virginia. We're going to be talking today about bachata. Bachata comes from the Dominican Republic and is one of the newer dances that have kind of taken the world by storm. Now, bachata really became more popular in the 60s and 70s. The reason for that is Rafael Trujillo, who was a harsh dictator of the Dominican Republic, was ousted. He didn't like bachata. Bachata was really kind of an underground dance and was actually danced in more of the bordellos and kind of underneath. It was a little sensualized and sexualized. So the people in the ruling class felt that it was a little too seedy for them to dance. They preferred merengue because merengue was the popular and favorite dance of the former dictator. But after he was booted, that gave the people of the Dominican Republic the freedom to be able to express themselves and enjoy the dance of bachata. Now, I like to say that bachata is kind of one of the first forms of shout-outs. And what I mean by that is during that revolutionary time and that transition, there were a lot of young people from the farms and from the countrysides that went to go to find work in the cities. When that happened, they didn't have communication with their families. This is before social media and cell phones and pagers and all that kind of stuff, right? So that meant how they communicated with their families. Well, you could write a letter, which would take forever to get there. Or you could go to the local radio station. And those local stations would be able to allow the families to say, oh, mijo, so-and-so had a baby. Or, oh my love, your father is doing really well, or your sister's gotten married, or oh no, you need to come home because, grandma is ill. It was a way to help communicate so that the people that were living in the cities would be able to hear the news from their countrysides and from their families at home. With that, kind of developed a close connection. So when you're listening and dancing to bachata, it has a very soulful sound to it. And that is because of those roots. Now, bachata became incredibly popular in the United States in about the late 80s. And that is because there were a lot of people moving from the Dominican Republic to the United States. And it's danced kind of in a side to side. So what I mean by that is you go to the side, you bring your feet together, you go to the side, and then you do a tap. And again, you go to the side, you bring your feet together, you go to the side, and then you go to the tap. Now, when I first was taught this, there was a huge big hitch in it. So for those of you who may recognize it, we used to dance it like this. We used to go 1, 2, 3, and a big old hitch, 5, 6, 7, and a big old hitch. But that was to kind of make it a little more simplistic for those here in the United States and in Europe. Currently, today, we dance it a lot smaller, but we do have hip movement, and it's closer to what is danced in the Dominican Republic, which you will be seeing Moses and I dance. So it goes here. We're going 1, 2, 3. There's still the tap, and 5, 6, 7, and then there's still the tap. Now, today, bachata also has its roots, but now it's also kind of branched off. So we call this Dominican bachata. Dominican bachata is a beautiful dance, and it still has its foundation in the 4/4 timing. So we're 5, 6, 7, 8. But now there adds a lot of different footwork, and that footwork comes to match one of the rhythms in bachata, which is from the Spanish guitar. So when you're dancing, you'll hear it, it'll be like ding, 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 boom, and your feet will then start to match that. So I always like to say it's like happy feet. It's almost like tap dancing. It's a ton of fun. And we do also some more hip movement here, right? Ba, 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 and go. The other direction is actually kind of closer to its original roots, which is called sensual bachata. And in sensual bachata, we don't really move much from to the side, as we're doing more body rolls and hip movements and things like that. But it is important for you to know, in case you look up bachata, that it kind of has started to branch away from its original roots. Bachata is a ton of fun, and I hope that you enjoy our presentation. enjoyed the presentation. Thank you so much for allowing us at the Mambo Room to share our passion for dance during Hispanic Heritage Month.